No, he didn't. He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong. So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass. And they want to strengthen him up. So he comes out. He'll come out. I say he'll come out all jacked up, right? All jacked up.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, Crooked Joe, Jim Crow Joe, just Joe, debating tonight, and we cannot wait for it. We're just hours away, and myself, I'm just indulging in all of this entertainment, all of these memes and everything that's being spread across the internet. Headed towards that debate. CNN actually shared the establishment's rules for tonight's debate, and that's a clown world that we live in, according to Zero. Let's go ahead and check out all of the rules. I know we kind of brushed up on it in the last video in terms of the mic situation, but let's kind of hear everything.
Welcome to the set of the CNN presidential debate. We want to give our viewers a sense of the rules of the debate so that when they watch it, they can understand how President Biden and President Trump will be engaging with each other. Tomorrow night, just after 9 p.m. Eastern, President Biden will enter from the right side of your screen. President Trump will enter from the left side of your screen. The podiums are 8 feet apart. Directly across from them, the moderators, CNN's Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. Now, a reminder, this is a television studio. There's no audience. Candidates will have 2 minutes to answer questions and 1 minute for responses and rebuttals. At the moderator's discretion, there may be an additional minute for follow-ups, clarifications, or responses. So how does a candidate know how much time is left to speak? Attached to the cameras in the studio and in the candidate's field of view are the timing lights. When the lights show yellow, there are 15 seconds left in a candidate's answer or response. When the lights flash red, there are 5 seconds left. And when the display is solid red, the time is up. At that point, the candidate's microphone will be turned off, and the other candidate will have their microphone turned on. My colleague, Victor Blackwell, has more on that.
Thank you, Phil. If we go behind the podiums, you can see 2 green lights. When they're on, they signal to the candidate his microphone is on. When the green lights are off, they signal to the candidate his microphone is off. Now I want to give you a sense of what it will look like for viewers at home if a candidate whose microphone is off interrupts a candidate whose microphone is on. So I'm standing at one podium, and I'll ask Phil to come in and take the other podium. And so let's say I'm answering a question. My light is green, and I'm speaking. Phil's microphone is off, and his green lights are not illuminated. He's going to interrupt me as I'm speaking, and this is what it will sound like. My volume remains constant, while Phil's interruption can be difficult to understand.
Let's try the opposite. My microphone is now on. Victor's microphone is off, and he's going to interrupt me. My volume remains constant, while Victor's interruption can be difficult to understand. CNN's production team has shared this demonstration with the campaigns earlier today, and we're sharing it with you, our viewers, so everyone fully understands how tomorrow night will work. Now, we should note, by agreeing to participate in this debate, both campaigns and candidates have also agreed to abide by these rules. The CNN presidential debate airs live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
In other words, we want our President Biden to be able to say what he needs to say without being fact-checked in the middle of it. I mean, for sure, he'd be getting interrupted, but without getting fact-checked and checked in the middle of that. That's really what that's, really what that's in place for. Honestly, though, hey, like we said earlier in the last video, this could be a big benefit for Joe Biden. I mean, for Donald Trump as well. Being able to speak his mind without no interruptions. Hell, man, he got Joy Reid over there in panic mode. Like, oh my God, how does this convicted felon get to stand next to Joe Biden? This shouldn't happen.
The thing is, this is the question. Are y'all as offended as I am about the fact that it's possible for this person who is a felon and an adjudicated to stand next to the actual president and we're supposed to take him seriously like that? There's something deeply offensive about that. Should Biden exhibit that?
If I was still writing ads for Republicans, I would run an ad that basically said, "Why would the president stand with a convicted felon? How dare he be on the stage? He's associating with someone who's been convicted of 34 felons." I mean, you could see how this thing could be inverted in a way, but I'm offended by it. I'm offended by the fact that Donald Trump has practically universal support in the Republican Party,
Yeah.
even though they know what he is. You can't excuse it away. And Biden should not. Biden should say to Trump also, "Hey, Donald, I talk to a lot of Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
They want to work with me. When we do something for infrastructure, they show up for the ribbon cuttings. They'd rather work with me than you, Donald. You don't believe that." But that's the truth.
He should name names. Jim Mattis. He should talk about John Kelly. He should say, why are they with me? Adam.
Oh, man. Joy Reid declares that there's something deeply offensive about Trump being allowed to stand next to Biden at the presidential debate. Not a very democratic attitude, I would like to say. That was a pretty bizarre rant, in my opinion. It came out of nowhere, in my opinion, too. Because, well, not out of nowhere, but from you, it just came out of nowhere. But I will say this. The stuff that you're calling Trump, the things that you're trying to coin him with, are the literal things that Joe Biden is. Literally, bro. It's crazy how the left does that, man. And it's almost weird to see how they're willing to overlook all of the corruption that's happening with Biden. First of all, they denied the laptop. The laptop has been acknowledged to be real and a real thing. But remember, it was a hoax, and they still want to take up for this man. They still want to take up for him. I don't get it. Major Retailer Green just posted tomorrow night, which is tonight, President Trump is going to stand 10 feet away from Joe Biden, the man who wants to put him in jail for the rest of his life to rot and die. Crazy.
You're one of President Trump's closest advisors. Are you comfortable?
I spoke to President Trump just a little over an hour ago. Absolutely love him. I love him. I have so much faith in him. I have complete faith that he is going to hit a home run, but he is walking in to a trap. He is walking into a rigged debate. He is walking into an arena filled with people that want to murder him. He's going to stand 10 feet away from Joe Biden, who wants to put him in prison the rest of his life, wants him to die and rot in prison, and Joe Biden wants to put the rest of his family in prison. That's who he has to stand next to when he has to debate. He's got to be questioned by Jake Tapper that called him a terrorist, called him a Nazi, called him every name in the book. And then Dana Bash, that little piece of shit whose husband is one of the 51 spies who lied. That is what President Trump is walking into. And it disgusts me. It infuriates me. I can't believe our country has come to this. Our politics are horrific. This is why a lot of people like me don't even want to vote anymore. They don't even want to vote for Republicans. They're fed up with the entire system. They think the two parties suck. People ages 18 to 29 are like, why do I even want to vote? All these old people and all these horrible people in politics don't represent me. The entire thing is a complete debacle. It's an embarrassment, and we're going to have to watch it happen tomorrow night. But I have full faith in President Trump, Steve. Full faith in him. He's going to do his absolute best, and I really hope America sees it. But are they going to be fair? No, they're not going to be fair. And Joe Biden will lie and lie. He will lie and lie.
And that's the reason why these rules that they have in place are messed up, because given that you have this small time to respond, you're not going to be able to interject and interrupt. That's going to leave so much room for Joe Biden to lie and project and to get people who are media-induced, indoctrinated by legacy media and mainstream. They're going to be able to listen to these gaslit points, dissect it and digest it and let it become a part of them even before and none of them are being challenged or corrected. And then when Donald Trump speaks, he's going to have to waste his time trying to not only respond to that, but also fact check them, bro. Biden is literally setting Trump up. But Trump, you got to give him credit. He's used to walking into the line of fire now. He's used to walking into the line of fire and walking in the crowds that don't particularly like him. But, he stands tall regardless. This clip right here is the reason why they need to actually get the drug test from Joe Biden. I don't know if you guys remember or know this, but Joe Biden refused to take the drug test. What the fuck are they pumping him up with?
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation should never forget that.
Hey, I'm just saying, you seen the clip. You judge it yourself. You judge for yourself. Hey, that's between you and God on that, depiction right there. But Biden, they try and project that he's all energetic and he's just ready. Biden shows unusual swag as he leaves for Atlanta, as he's on his way here to debate my President Trump. Y'all, where he gonna be at? I'm trying to pull up, I swear. I just want to go ask y'all some basic questions. Anyhow, roll the clip.
President Biden departing Joint Base Andrews right now for Atlanta. You see him getting off Marine One, making his way to Air Force One, and he'll be headed here for arguably the most important debate over the 40 debates he has had in his long career and several presidential runs. He has been at Camp David prepping for this, maybe had a little bit of downtime. We expect to see former President Trump a little bit later today.
I'm just saying. They drug test athletes, as somebody put it right here. We drug test athletes, but we can't drug test people running for president? Don't the American people who pay his salary deserve to know if our presidential candidates are on drugs? That's an actual legit statement. And as I was watching it, though, I was kind of thinking to myself, what the hell is he walking like that for, huh? Like, he's walking like, you know what I mean? Somebody literally in the sky, really, holding, he's a stick figure to them. He's a puppet, honestly. He looks like he's been held hostage with his walk, and his body double trying to mimic the walk. That's what it kind of looked like. Unusual swag. Definitely, bruh. You know what, though? I'm not surprised. Because it may not even be Biden that is debating Donald Trump tonight. It could be a body double. Somebody recently came out. I'm trying to help him find the clip as I scroll. But it could be, somebody sitting in for Biden wearing a mask. Yes, I said a literal mask. Y'all see, I'm scrolling like it ain't nothing right now. I'm trying to get to this. I don't know how much more jibber jabber talking I can do before I can find it. Okay, boom, I did. Here's the uncut version of the CIA chief of disguise confirming they use, quote, full face masks to, quote, walk around as someone else. This is why Joe Biden needs both a drug test and a DNA test before the CNN debate with Donald Trump. Y'all, let's go and check this out.
I was chief of disguise.
What all did that entail?
The office I worked in was like the Q in James Bond. We were the Q for the CIA and the intelligence community. So there were different parts of it. Whatever you needed, if you needed a bug, if you needed secret writing or a microdot or a concealment device or whatever you needed, you had to come to us and we'll put something together for you.
What's the most memorable moment from being in disguise for you?
There were a number of them, but one that has to stand out. I went to the White House and I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president at the time, while I was wearing a full face mask. So we're sitting like this close together, and I'm telling him that I'm going to show him the best disguise that we have. And he's looking for a bag, like, where is it? I said, well, I'm wearing it, and I'm going to take it off. And I reached to start taking it off, and he said, stop. And he got up, and he walked, and he looked at it. He didn't know it was a mask. He wasn't sure what I was wearing. He sat back down. He said, okay. So I took it off, and I was holding it up in the air so he could see it. My whole head. It had hair and a face and a neck.
So you could walk around as someone else?
Absolutely.
And that would be the disguise?
Absolutely.
So, while he got this unusual swag, and this unusual walk, yeah, maybe it's not so unusual to find Biden and lose debates. Why did I choose to go that route with it, y'all? I don't know. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Delete that from your memory, though.